Hi, Arseniy. Let's take a look at your new set of essays. The first one is about living in a throwaway society. It's really important in these kinds of questions that you absolutely pay attention to the questions, because this is a two-question essay. So what are the causes and what are the problems? So it's really, really important that you pay attention to that, because sometimes people get confused and they think, okay, well, these are the causes and then these are the solutions. So people don't answer what they're being asked. Okay, so just be careful with that. I'm sure you were. So let's see what you wrote. Rapid technological and economic development change significantly normal way of life in many countries nowadays. Right, we've got to fix the grammar there. For example, it is being said, no comma here, that in some countries such phenomenon as throwaway society, which means that a lot of things are used only once and then thrown away, has developed. This essay will give a brief overview on some of the reasons for that and on some of the negative outcomes of such development. Okay, the last sentence is good. I want to fix the grammar though on the rest of it. First of all, you've got this time marker here, nowadays. Words like nowadays, currently, there are a lot of them out there, but they all sort of require you to use a particular tense. So once you use them, you're committed. You kind of have to use a particular tense. Otherwise, the sentence sounds really strange. And that's the case with nowadays. So with nowadays, depending on the sentence, you could have gone with present continuous or, or even present tense, but certainly not past. So let's look at it again. Rapid technological and economic development has changed the normal way of life in many countries nowadays. Now, the other problem here is with the place of significantly. What you've done here is you've separated your verb from your object, and you can't do that. So significantly has to go someplace else. So you could have said significantly changed or nowadays significantly. Okay. For example, it is being said, no comma, as I said, that in such countries, yeah, this is strange. How can we rephrase this? In some countries, the phenomenon known as throwaway society, which means that a lot of things are used with a D only once and then thrown away, has developed. Okay, and then the rest of it is fine. Certainly, such a phenomenon is a really complicated one, and it is impossible to determine one single reason for its appearance, although the fact that net production cost of many items that we use every day has become really low in the last 60 to 70 years. Okay, what happened here with the grammar? Okay, although the fact that the net production cost of many items that we use every day has become really low, maybe one of the main reasons. Okay, fine. After the creation of the assembly, LY, line in the earliest 20th century, manufacturing process, the manufacturing process of many goods became quicker and cheaper. With some other technological advancements, it became possible to produce relatively high quality daily use items in more than sufficient what? For a small amount of money. I don't know what's happening here. Okay, it became possible to produce relatively high quality daily use items in more than sufficient amounts or volumes for a small amount of money. This led, you want an LED here, this led to the development of a general pattern of buying new goods rather than reusing the old ones. Yes, it's fine. This pattern became even more, not general, that's the wrong word. You'd use general here too. More widespread, that would have been a great word. So this pattern became even more widespread in recent decades when the speed of life increased significantly. People started to be regularly in a hurry, which gave even more popularity to single use, there's no D here, things. For example, city dwellers in most cases would rather buy a cup of coffee to take away, get rid of the it, in a paper cup, than would stop for half an hour Okay, at a cafe to enjoy the beverage from a ceramic cup. Okay, so I don't understand. What's your point here? Um, are they stopping at both, or are they stopping for the paper cup rather than the ceramic? I think that's what you mean, but then this is wrong here. Let's fix it. So to buy a cup of coffee to take away in a paper cup, than THAN, they would hold on, let me see. Okay, so this should be than stop without the would. So I would rather do something than do something else. That's the correct structure. So you need to get rid of this would, and this is the wrong than. You want a THAN. Okay, and my understanding here is that it's our quick pace of life which has created this. So a good idea is to sum this up. It's telling us once again, therefore, our fast pace of life and the low cost of items are the reasons, are the causes behind our throwaway society. Okay? So don't forget to add that here because it would have been nice here to have that. No doubt, this development has some serious consequences, mainly ecological ones. Get rid of the here. Certainly, if certain item, certainly if a certain item. Do you see how awkward this is? Certainly certain. Okay. So you could have said here instead, surely, if a certain item is used only once, people would need more units of this item in their lifetime. This means that more items would be produced, considering the fact that the manufacturing process of many goods includes, why is it includes? Because your subject is process. Includes the use of chemicals and hydrocarbons, we may reasonably conclude that more chemical and not carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are those things we eat, like in bread and pasta. Oh boy. Okay. So more chemicals and maybe hydrocarbons, I don't know, would be used to produce numerous single-use items. In other words, by choosing the single-use with no D goods to the reusable analogs, we cause a higher emission of contaminants during the manufacturing process. Another problem related to the increased use of non-reusable goods, there's no reason for this dash here, is greater waste production. Surely, if we use something and then throw it away, and the very next day we do the same, we accumulate a huge amount of litter. Keeping in mind that most of all the disposable goods are made with the use of plastic, they would not decompose for another 1,000 years. Thus, the worldwide habit of using non-reusable goods leads to serious ecological problems. Okay, that was good. Let's see. So what are the causes and what are the problems, right? That's what this essay is. Okay, just to make sure that we've answered it correctly. So to sum up, the development of a throwaway society is a serious issue that may be caused by higher technological and economic development and increased speed of life. However, it leads to some serious problems, for instance, ecological ones. All right, I would have rephrased this because I feel like you've used this almost identical sentence elsewhere. Where was it? I thought it was in your introduction. But like this and mainly ecological ones, like I know I saw it before, and so it really stuck out. And it's a little awkward, I have to tell you. So here's what I would have liked instead. So however, it leads to some serious problems, for instance, environmental pollutions. That's all. Okay, environmental pollution. And then that's it. You're done. You're out of there. So this was good. Little things that we talked about. Okay, so those are the things that I want you to work on. You did some good job of developing. I was pretty happy with that. Let's see. So little grammatical things I think were the biggest problem here. So go ahead and correct it. But I'm pretty happy with your development. You did answer the question, so that was good. So little things, little details that I want you to work on this essay, okay? Let's take a look at pizza sales. It would have been helpful if you had included it. If you had just copied and pasted the image and put it in your answer, that would be really helpful to me. Let's see what you did. In the line graph, the pizza sales in thousands in 2018 are presented. Data is provided for each month, get rid of the, each month of the year for 3 European countries. Overall, we can see that the sales amounts fluctuated in every country during the year. However, in France, they remain the highest for the longest period of time. Okay, I don't have this, so I have to find it, just to kind of check your data and make sure that you've, mentioned all the key factors and that you're accurate, but I can do that in a little bit. Let's see. Pizza sales in Spain in January were around 40,000. They grew slightly. Now, not grew up. Grow up is what children do. Numbers or figures just grow. Okay? So they grew slightly by 15,000 in April and started decreasing for the next 3 months until they reached 0 in July. The next month, sales rocketed to the amount of 125,000. However, for the rest of the year, sales decreased gradually to 60,000 in December. Okay. In Portugal, pizza sales grew from 80,000 in January to 90,000 in February, but then decreased 9 times in March. So they went down to like 1,000. Let's see. Portugal. Okay. All right. So what's interesting about this? That it's one of the 2 really low points here. Okay. Let's move on though. Let's see what you said. But then decreased 9 times in March. All right. Later they started to grow and peaked at 125. Careful. Don't forget to add your zeros here. The sales plummeted the next month and were slightly positive. However, the next month, the sales increased and reached 40,000 in October. After a 50% fall in November, they rose sharply to 75,000 in December. All right, the thing that I like about this so far is that it looks to me like you're really picking the key points here to talk about. Maybe you could have left a couple of things out, maybe, but you are picking out the key points. So if we're going to talk about Portugal, for me, they would be obviously 1. I might not even mention February, but I would say 1, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5. What I would do with this is just say that for the next few months, whatever that is, the sales stayed below 50,000. So that's how I would deal with this. So you don't have to give too many of these like ups and downs. So if you use these lines, these numbers along the side, that will help you. So that's what I would do it here. That's what I would do here. And then essentially you really only have to talk about like 5 different data points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Okay? All right. Let's see. Next paragraph. The lease sales at the beginning of the year were in France. However, for the next 3 months, sales kept growing to 125,000 in April. For the next 4 months, the volumes fluctuated and returned to 125,000 again in August. Okay. When was this? April. So far you're talking to us about the beginning, then you're talking about April, and then you're talking about August. So let's see. So France. Okay, so this, and then April, and then August. Wait. Oh, okay. August here. Okay. Okay, yeah, you said they fluctuate. Fine. Later in September, the sales reached, no, not a highest, reached a peak compared to other countries' number of, what does that mean? Other countries' number of 140,000? That's a little strange. I think you mean that the sales reached a peak of 140,000 compared to other countries. Or you could have said which was the highest figure in the chart for any country. That would have made even more sense. Which was followed by a slight constant. Well, now how about this? A slight constant sounds a little strange. Which was followed by a constant monthly decrease until around 100,000 sales in November. However, in December, sales increased and reached 130,000, which was the highest number in December compared to Portugal and Spain. Okay, full stop here. All right. I think that's good. You said that France remained the highest for the longest period of time. Let's just check that. I think you're right. Yeah, that's definitely true. You could have just said that France was the highest on average. All right, that would have been another nice way of saying this. But I thought you did a good job. I think you picked the right information. There was a little bit of awkwardness in the way you express some of these ideas, but I'm hoping that some of my suggestions will give you some kind of new ways to express some of these phrases and kind of task one vocabulary that you need. All right, so a nice job overall. The good thing is that I see that you're definitely you absolutely know what it is that you need to talk about. So that's good. I just want to help you with a little bit of your accuracy, okay? So let's wait and see what your next set of essays bring. Oh, and I didn't thank you for asking about Thanksgiving. Thanks very much. I am from America where we do celebrate Thanksgiving, but I live in Europe now, so no Thanksgiving festivities for me, unfortunately. But thanks very much for your wishes. So enjoy. Happy December to you, and I'll be waiting for your next set.